Ladies and gentlemen, season 1 is inching to its end because today we've got our final go-home shows ahead of WrestleMania. We've got Canada here.
Yes, sir.
Got Cheek here as well.
Cheek going 2 steps to the right.
Damn. Well, now I got to go 2 steps to the left. Lotus in, and I am kicking us off for this video. And from my emails at the end of the last episode, Austin Theory wanted a match against the Demon. Triple H wants my least popular fighter in a match for Scouted. If I do it on accident, cool. If not, not too worried about it. But the big thing for me here down the stretch is I have been debating how aggressive I want to be trying to get to Armando. I wish they just showed the numbers here. Tell us the numbers. I don't want to have to back out and show them again. But if you're paying attention, I believe I'm down 46,000 fans coming into this show. I was down 29. He added fans last time. And so my self-debate in the recent episodes has been, do I want to use my resources to chase after Armando?
Yeah, you do.
And potentially hurt myself for future seasons? Or do I just kind of want to play by ears? So we're going to do, I believe I have a game plan to chase him where I can use some assets, but not all of them. Because if I get in first place and use all my assets, Armando and the 2 gentlemen on the call are just going to bully me for being in first place. But you, the viewers, deserve to not have chicken shits as GMs. You deserve aggression. So you're going to get aggression. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Ruthless.
You deserve aggression.
Ruthless aggression.
So I have my first card planned out here. I'll talk through as I go, and then the second card kind of depends what happens here. So we're going to kick things off. Women's title match here for Liv Morgan. So she defended the belt last week in a triple threat match, and she's probably going to do it again because Liv Morgan, as great as she's been to us here this season, does not have a feud, and we've got some other feuds in the women's division. So I'm hoping Dakota or Fallon win this match, but if they don't, we'll probably just throw Liv Morgan out there again because if she gets hurt next week, it's not that big of a deal because she's probably not going to be in the Mania plans. Then our main event here for this first show, we've got a level 1 feud started here between our world champion Kevin Nash and Tony D'Angelo, where Abraca Slam turned Kevin Nash into Oz and has allowed him to fly off the top rope. But we're doing a submission match because submission matches have a chance to increase the level of a rivalry, and we're going to hope that happens. We have got women's action here. Raquel and Tatum, not expecting anything crazy here, but they've got a level 2 feud. If that can get to level 3 going into next week, then that can be a feud that gets blown off. We've got our match between Finn and Austin Theory. That is for Finn Balor's Promise. And what I'm thinking is, now this relies on Finn surviving these next 2 shows, which we've seen Armando put people with 12 stamina and not have an issue. But since I'm really hoping Finn doesn't get hurt, I mean, he probably gets hurt this week or next week. But we're hoping that we can book this match twice. They get to level 3, and then I can use this as part of a Mania push. And then because we just got spots to fill here, Taker and Roman, they're stale. We're going to blow that match off next week, or blow that feud off. But we are going to give, because they've got the Fighter Bruiser class, the face heel alignment here, we're just going to give Grayson Waller a match with The Undertaker just based on our stamina play. So our promos here, we're going to have Karrion Kross call out Tommaso Ciampa. So Ciampa, very tuckered out boy, 31 stamina. We need him to fight next week and then the week after. But if he sits out this week, he can't get injured next week, and then he can be good for Mania. So Karrion Kross, Tommaso Ciampa, very likely at Mania. But Tommaso Ciampa, since he's such a busy, tuckered out little guy, he's also in a tag feud with the Creed Brothers. So we're going to have the Creed Brothers call out Gargano and Ciampa. We're going to have Karrion Kross call out Ciampa. And then the part that I've been debating on is we've got our feud between Shotzi and Rhea. So they were the ones in the triple threat last week with Liv. And I was hoping that if these 2 were to be the 2 that got a feud, Liv would lose the title to one of those 2. That didn't happen. So I've been debating if I want to do a double call out. Do I want to do a double charity for the fans? But we're going to do one of each. So I'm going to have Shotzi call out Rhea. And then we are going to have Rhea do a charity promo. So this feud will not be a true blow-off next week. But I think if Rhea can cut a good charity promo for me, that does me more than getting them potentially an extra rivalry level. Don't actually know, but that's how I feel on it. So that is the card. I do want to see power card-wise. Ooh. So we've got a little bit of TLC, Beginner's Luck, Superstars GM. I'm thinking I might use my second power up here because this could be nice to make sure that I get Kevin Nash on a cheaper deal for Season 2. I could also maybe use this at the buzzer if there's somebody I want to keep that isn't in a good spot, or I can carry it over into next season. The first time I get in trouble, use it. But a card I know I want to use here is I want to use the submissive card. So this is going to help that Tony D'Angelo Kevin Nash match. And then the other thing I was looking at was my, where's it at? There it is. War Games.
War Games.
So when I was thinking about using cards, what my worry was, if I use all these cards, I don't have anything to go into like the new season with if I get into trouble. But for the War Games card, I have 2 of them. And you reduce the levels of all their logistics to level 1. I did some checking because I was pretty sure, I couldn't remember if I saw it when I was first testing the game when the game came out, or if we talked about it, or if I saw it somewhere else, maybe on a video. But I was pretty sure in my head at PLEs for the arena, whoever has the best arena, that's just the arena everybody uses. So like if I have a tier 1 arena and someone else had tier 4 for the PLEs, we just are all tier 4 for like ticket prices and stuff. So I think what I want to do is actually use this now, because then not only do the other logistics would be screwed up for the PLE for Mania, but if I use this now, the arena is also screwed up for Mania. So we are going to use one of these on Armando, which will hit him on the Go Home show.
Damn.
And then from there, I do have other stuff. So like I have bargain bin special effects. I have bad publicity. I've got some vetoes here that I can toss out. But I think I'm going to see just kind of how this show goes. Because if I start this plan and I don't really cut in this week, then I don't want to try to use more cards. But if I am able to do this stuff and trim in, because I won't know the effect of the War Games until Mania is happening. So I kind of got to judge it based off of what happens this show and if I want to use that. But I am going to grab, I am going to use my second power up here. I get 2 times per season. So I'm going to get 2 copies of a morale boost, 2 copies of a little bit of TLC, which could help me if I want to boost a match at Mania or again in Season 2. Beginner's Luck, nothing crazy there, but if I want to have a big match with someone that's not popular, I guess that works. Everything else, I think I'm holding. Did I accidentally do the commissioner goal? I did, so that's cool. Then the only other thing is, do I want to put this in a tables match just to give it a small quality boost? I think I do. And yeah, this should be, I feel good with this being the main. Perfect World, this goes level 3. This goes level 3. This goes level 2. And then we get a level 3 here, and the title changes hands. But if the title doesn't change hands, I'm going to probably do Liv versus Tatum and Raquel, because they each have unique classes next week. So we're going to see. Whoa. Oh, Karrion Kross is kind of trying to run away. That's not a good sign. I need him for Mania. What the hell do you... There he is. He's back. Okay. Oh, scared me. So that's kind of the plan here. It's slight aggression with the hopes of being ultra aggressive next week if this week goes well. And with that said, we are sending it in.
Oh, wait, it's time for Raw. Oh, Eddie Thorpe has had enough crap. He lost to Eric, but that's okay because I do have a backup plan. Because we already have Eddie Thorpe. He's right here. I thought about it when the thing was over. We already have another Eddie Thorpe. Baron Corbin beat Eddie Thorpe and became Eddie Thorpe. So we don't give a shit. I don't think so, Eddie. You didn't pop a feud. You don't got the stamina. You don't got the popularity. He gave us some money back. It was like 10 grand. We'll take it. Drew McIntyre. wants into the ring. I can't because he needs to cut another promo to get this to level 4 for next week. So I'm going to ask him, how about cutting a promo instead, Drew? But I need to be back in the ring soon.
There it is.
I didn't read his original message.
Yeah, I was like, okay, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's my bad. I was too excited to tell him I go cutting a promo, and he's okay with it.
You should send him to the spa because he looks a little Drew McIntyred.
All right, guys, I gotta end this one.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll maybe see you at Mania.
There we go. Auto book this one, and we're done.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Who auto books?
Imagine auto booking.
Chat, am I gonna get roasted?
No. We're gonna save any logistics for either Mania or possibly next week. And again, we are obviously all kind of sitting on power cards. We know this is a long game. Season 1, we don't want to fire them all off. So I'm just taking a look here. I think basically we know we're in 3rd place, but Sheik's right behind us, and he has something he can book that easily gets him a lot of fans. So that's gonna be a scary one. I know a guy 310 talent points. I'm not going to try to do this. I don't think. I don't really have anything planned on the go this week. It's been a crazy week. I haven't had the time to really think about what I want to do, so we're kind of booking on the fly. I like booking on the fly sometimes. It's fun.
Sometimes the fly brings out the greatest version.
Sometimes auto booking is fun.
It's so true. I know Max Impact wants a match against Argus the Great this week. I might have to make him a little upset. I could do it, but I just won't be able to get this to level 4, unfortunately.
Unless the match gets it to level 4.
I can't put Damian Priest in a match. I mean, I could, I guess, but he has a match next week for the tag titles.
True, yeah, and if he was in for Mania, you can't make me and Cheek spin the Wheel of Destiny.
And I need him for Mania. So we are... Do I have a Hell Spa? I do. I actually am going to throw Damian Priest in the Hell Spa right now.
Get nervous.
Yeah. Could have possibly saved it for next week, but no, I couldn't because he needs to compete next week. Right. Okay. I am very nervous. Other than that, so, I mean, Max Impact getting grumpy. He's got a smile on his face. The worst thing he's going to get is a little scowl, and then he's going to put his tag titles up on the line next week. And if he walks, I don't know what to tell you. We'll figure that out. Then the two here we'll figure it out. We're not paying 100K for Max Impact.
Damn.
Over here, oops, let's sort by stamina. Yeah, these two are going to get a match today, and then something is going to be on the line for this, I think, but I'm not going to reveal it yet. I just thought of it, but we're going to get this to level 4 at least. Hopefully Angelo Dawkins wins, and I kind of want to back him to make him happy. It's going to make Montez Ford upset, but if Angelo loses this one, he's going to be even more pissed. So I could buy fixed match, actually, which maybe I'll do instead. It's only 15 grand. That's pretty much what Eddie Thorpe costs. Let's do that. Then we don't have to piss off Montez Ford this way. I think that's a... Oops. Hello? Okay.
Hi.
Because these two don't have a title on the line. They don't have anything else on the line. It's not going to boost up anything, but we have an idea to make that exciting next week, because that's going to be over next week, but we are going to give Angelo Dawkins the win this week.
Ooh.
Hopefully get him up in happiness. And speaking of happiness, we got a bunch of Max Impact, and AJ Styles is happy himself. That's another call out we got to do because they can't have a match, and we need this one up there. He can call him out next week as well. His popularity's kind of tanking because all he's doing is calling out Damian Priest, but it just kind of has to happen this way. This probably might be Ludwig Kaiser's last week. I might even put him in a match because he doesn't really have anything else on the go. Brooks Jensen has been just dropping the most fire heat you could ever hear in your eardrums. So I think Brooks Jensen's going to do a little charity promo. And then looking else at what we got. Naomi, our new women's IC title. I think we're going to need a rematch from that for sure. She needs a shot at her title back. Oh, shit. Tamina's not ready. So maybe that's our last call out. I don't even know if our boy Brooks is going to get his shout out this week or not. Might have to put him in a match. Damn. Yeah, Naomi will call out Tamina. Forgot the stamina, man. Stamina. We can do a tag match. That works. We'll have the advertising gods versus the Meta 2. And I think we'll put this one into tables match just to get it a little more exciting. Oh, he has a thing going Max Impact. That's so funny. I forgot about that. I might have to actually put them back in a match. Eric versus Max Impact. We're going to keep Baron Corbin out of this one, I think. I'd have to just put him in a steel cage. End this feud. Just to get some value out of Eric, or else he's done nothing for me since trading for him. Because I can't pop a new feud with Baron Corbin. Oof, that one's brutal. Okay, we'll figure that out later. These two need to get into the ring, and it needs to be a submission match to hopefully get it up to level 3. And if it doesn't, this might also be a Mania watch along with AJ Styles and Damian Priest. So if we can't get this up to level 3 for the go home, we're watching this at Mania, baby.
Ooh.
And last but not least, we're going to have a fatal 4-way for that beautiful IC title. Ready this. I think I'm just gonna, with this already booked, unless I do something like throw Kaiser in here just for fun, I guess.
Does look fun.
He could have some value, and then I could release him next week if he doesn't already walk for being grumpy. Yeah, why not? We'll get a triple threat in there as well, because we got 2 singles matches. We'll get a triple threat. It'll end the feud. I'll get an extra, what is that, 2,000 fans or something for doing this?
Yeah.
1,000. Yeah, 2,000 fans. Okay, that's interesting. And we're not going to put the title on the line yet. That's going to be for either Mania or next week. These boys will have something. Just got to wait for that. Our main event is this. Brooks Jensen can cut his charity promo. Actually, you know what? He's going to do a self promo. And I think one TLC match this week. I can't do it for I Know a Guy because we do have the steel cage match, which is already costing me a buttload of money. So I'm taking one last look here. I think this is it. This is our go home to the go home, baby.
Send it in, you coward.
I am coward right now because I'm just thinking about my curve. This might, popularity wise, damn, this is tough. You know what?
Well,
you can't worry about things you can't worry about. This was my original thought. Lock it in, baby.
damn.
Okay, you lock it in. All right. Just a quick reminder. Your fans want to see great matches. What the hell? Like we don't have great matches. All right, to maximize your variety bonus, have at least one tag and one solo match. Jeez, it's a little late in the season to be talking about basics here. All right, Kit Wilson's had enough crap. This has been a joke. I mean, especially after you wouldn't give me that tag match with Braun. The only way is with 100K. Kick rocks. Kisters.
Damn.
Yay. And we get like 10K of his contract back. Alright, Triton. What happened to my rematch with Braun? I thought I could trust you. Oh, I thought I could trust you.
I do declare.
King got stabbed in the
Wow.
back.
Alright. So now we're finally clean slate here. What's going on? Ooh, increased match cost. Probably not going to go out of my way for it. Ensure that the least popular fighter is in a match. That might happen naturally. So, quick look at the logisticals. I have 8 assets, but I don't really want to spend monies right now. So let's see. Ooh, get schooled. I'm gonna spend money on getting schooled though. I'm a slut for getting schooled. Who do we want to use it on? Get schooled 2. So this is good for 15 ring XP. And this is right before Mania, so we'd get Triton up a couple levels. Get Solruka up a little further. Get Braun up. If he's 16 now and he gets up to 15, he's only going to get up to like what?
He'll be like 17 and a half. I think it's 10 per level from during that range. And it's like 20 per level once you get 20 plus.
Okay. So we got Triton's big ass. I think we gotta keep. Let's.
Who's it gonna be?
Oh my gosh. Let's keep pushing our king.
Boom,
keep pushing our king. Oh, that's nerve-wracking. I'm just trying to share the love with everybody. All right. And then, so we're gonna go ahead. Let's start booking the show. So next week is it to blow off big-time feuds, and we have to save one. We got 1 or 2 matches.
2 matches at Mania.
2.
So.
All right. So as for now, spoiler alert: looking at Bronze and Sandman, obviously, is one of the 2. The other one. Might be Uncle Howdy. Might be the male tag teams for the other. So that means next week's a big week. So we gotta get the ladies, Io Sky, Disco Bell. We gotta get this to a juicy level 4. And yes, it is gonna be a tag or a title match tonight. And then what else we gotta do? We gotta get these ladies up a little bit more too.
Shut up, bitch!
Oh gosh. We got Manifestation, Ivy Nile going on. We got a lot going on out here. Chucksters and Triton. That's already popped. Juicy. So let's do. I don't really want to do. I could do the double call out, tag team double call outs, and see how it pops. See if we can get this a little bit more intense as we go home. And then I don't know if I want to roll change Ivy Nile and Manifestation just for a level 1 feud. See, I'm trying to think for next week.
Yeah.
Is it better to have a potential level 2 feud with face, or is it better to have a face heel level 1 feud?
I would say face heel, just because I think face and heel punishes you more than any of the other.
Fair enough.
Like matchups in game.
All right. Then we got Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt. But Uncle Howdy is already in the feud, so I guess we can have Chucksters and Triton fight. They both have enough pop. And if Triton gets hurt next week, it's okay. I mean, it'll still carry over to next season, but I'll have some time to heal. So, ooh.
Whoa. Jesus.
Excuse me. And then, let's see, we got Punching Stone, an Axiom.
We need like a cheek counter.
The cheek squeakers.
I can't count that high.
Yes, yes, yes. Laugh now, you peasants.
He's lactose intolerant, but he's one of those people that's like, but I don't give a shit, and then has milk.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Let's see. God, this is pretty doo-doo. Let's just have Axiom and Punching Stone get out there. We got 2 more matches to throw out here. I'm gonna have you fight. I'm gonna have you fight Jey Uso just
Champion
for the
versus champion. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh gosh.
Wish you could put both on the line somehow.
I know,
Double
dude. That's
title would be sweet. And
that's
genius.
exactly what I was thinking about. Like, can we just put both on the line? Just because they both have a little, like, decent stamina, and I just need bodies. See, I really want to put Manifestation against Sarcophagus, but then I'm worried that this level 1 feud will go away with Ivy Nile, and I just paid to have her roll flip. Actually, exactly what we're gonna do. There.
Bang.
Bang, bang, bang. And then now, I just need... Let Uncle Howdy work.
The Howsters.
We need some fans. And Howdy's gonna freaking bring them.
Hell yeah.
And then we're gonna do a little advertising. Let's get Jimmy. Jimmy! Alright. Big Jim indeed. Alright, so... got a couple level 4 feuds here. These two are gonna be... that's definitely the main. And here is your appetizer. And Triton's big ass is the juicy dessert. Alright, I think that's a pretty dang good card. All things considered. The Go Home to the Go Home show. We salvaged and we managed, and next week we can blow off all these feuds. We still have a couple juicy ones for Mania, so let's see if there's anything. I don't think so. Who? What's the official standings? Is Cody in first, or is it
No,
Armando?
Armando's first.
Oh yeah, Armando is piping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Damn. All right. I think I'm gonna take some shots at some people. I think I'm gonna take some shots.
Load the clip.
Load the glue.
Oh gosh. Increase match cost. match types for next week's show. We're gonna slap WCW.
Oof. He's firing.
Little pot shots. And then
He uses the cheat code on week 23. New guy for Mania.
Oh god. Limit your stock.
Oh, no, not
Shut up, piece of shit.
I don't think there's anybody to hit with bad timing anymore. Everybody's locked up.
I was gonna say the thing with the logistics is he's already level 1 all next week, so I don't know if they would work or not on him.
Bad advertising. All right. I think that's it. I think we're good. We have a card, and that's all that matters. And we use some cards for once, so on other people. So pretty cool.
All right, so we kick it off with WCW. And at the start of the show, we see backstage Tony D'Angelo talking to Abracadabra, but remember last week he was shoving him. He was very aggressive, but Tony seems to be much more mellow and calm in his tone. And all of a sudden, Oz walks by and he sees, but he doesn't let it known that he sees. He just kind of peers around the corner, noticing Tony and Abracadabra, wondering what might be going on over there. But what we got going on to kick off the show is triple threat action. Liv Morgan last week held on to her title against Shotzi and Rhea Ripley. And she told Sonya Deville, I'm ready to do that again. Look, all these ladies, they're feuding with each other. I'm the one that holds the women's championship. I'm one half the women's tag team champions. They're all worried about each other. They should be worried about me. So I'm going to take down every single one as the season comes to a close. She was successful last week. Can she be successful again this week? She cannot. Because the fairly newcomer, Fallon Henley, has made an impact. She turned face after attacking Dakota Kai recently, and she is carrying that momentum with her, dethroning Liv Morgan as the women's champion. And as the match comes to a close, Dakota Kai, she can't even think. She's so pissed she can't even think of a dad joke to make. She's just fuming with anger that Fallon Henley has come into this brand that she worked so hard to build, and taken the belt, and Dakota Kai loses her mind. But before she can attack, Fallon Henley escapes through the crowd. The fans celebrate their new women's champion. And then Karrion Kross out in the ring continues to say how much he's enjoying the disintegration, the loss of composure for Tommaso Ciampa. He's received word that, hey, buddy, you're going to be at WrestleMania. You're going to be on the go-home show. But unfortunately for you, Johnny Gargano, you're going to lose next week. And I'm going to relish that moment. And then at WrestleMania, Karrion Kross is in the spotlight that the prophecy deserves. The prophecy will be fulfilled as I take you down one more time, leaving you with absolutely nothing after everything you put forth. And then The Undertaker demanded Roman Reigns tonight, and Sonya handed him a note that said, you fight Roman Reigns next week, and Taker just stared at it in confusion. And Grace Waller came around and said, dumbass, can't you read? And that pissed off the readless Undertaker. So they ended up having a match tonight. Grace Waller trying to get the crowd behind him, and he had it behind, but he couldn't do enough. The Undertaker goozled him up, chokeslammed him to the mat, hit him with a tombstone, and he signaled Roman Reigns' death certificate for next week on the Go Home show. And then the Creed brothers come out. They still kind of look like they haven't slept that well since Chad Gable was let go from the brand. They look to each other for strength. They look to their wrist tape with CG written on it. And all they say is, Chad, this is for you, man. This is for you. And Rivalry goes level 3. DIY not here tonight, but hopefully they're receiving these messages loud and clear. Austin Theory pissed off at Finn Balor, told Sonya Deville, I demand Finn Balor. And Sonya liked the idea and said, you know what, Austin, not only am I going to give you Finn Balor tonight, hell, I might give you Finn Balor next week. And you know something, if you two do enough, maybe there's a United States-based opportunity in your guys' future at WrestleMania. So put on a show and make it personal. Would they be able to do that here tonight? Back and forth they battled, and they were able to make it personal as the rivalry goes up to an instant level 2, since we got the level 1 feud based on just the email. Finn Balor hits coup de grace, handles the business with Austin Theory, but Austin Theory throughout the match, he came close so many times, holding his hands close together. He's like, I got you this tight. And Finn Balor simply says, next week. Rhea Ripley coming out to the ring. Nothing tight about that.
Ass.
Rhea Ripley making her way out to the ring, trying to raise those fans. She's been given a simple goal. Help us get to the top. And Sonya let her know, I heard rumors. Things are going to be more expensive for us next week. So you got to really clutch up for us right now, because it's going to be hard to catch Armando. And Rhea Ripley, she did good. I shouldn't say okay. It says right there she did good, but maybe not the excellent promo that Sonya Deville was hoping to see. 3,000 fans making their way to WCW. And then Raquel Rodriguez, Tatum Paxley, kind of a random feud that got started up. Raquel had been dealing with Shotzi. Tatum came in to fend for her Chemical X partner, and Raquel and Tatum started a feud here. They've been going back and forth in recent weeks, but Raquel dominant here tonight. Unfortunately, we do not get an additional level, but we're going to have to see what happens with Raquel and Tatum. And now Liv Morgan's lost the belt, so the planned title triple threat might be something different next week. We'll have to find out. And then Shotzi comes out to the ring and mocks Rhea Ripley for not being able to get more fans in the door. But Rhea Ripley just kind of laughs it off, doesn't really give a shit. So the rivalry does not go any further. So they will be level 1 going into the go-home show. But in the main event, it is Tony D'Angelo versus Oz in a submission match. The match is going back and forth. Tony is trying to figure out what to do. He takes off his jacket and he tries to wrap it around the neck of Kevin Nash and choke him out, but Oz ain't having it. And Tony starts screaming for Abracaslam. Abracaslam, I need you. And Abracaslam makes his way to the ring. And Tony, he says, turn him back into Kevin Nash, eh? Turn him back into Kevin Nash, please. And Oz looks at Abracaslam, shakes his head no. And all of a sudden, on the Titantron, a slideshow starts to play. Because little did Tony D'Angelo know that Oz and Abracaslam before the show, they went to Disney World together. And the photos just begin to display on the Titantron of them laughing and having such a good time. And Tony realizes he's lost Abracaslam. He lost his cool. And Kevin Nash smiles and says, Abracaslam. And Tony D'Angelo is met with a miss that puts him to sleep. And Kevin Nash / Oz puts him in a submission hold. A little Boston Crab. And Tony D'Angelo, he's sleeping. He's knocked out. The ref doesn't know what to do. So finally, he calls for the bell in a 4.5-star main event. Oz building his momentum for WrestleMania.
Oh, buddy. This one, Raw is going to kick off with non-tag title action, but it is the Meta 2 versus the advertising gods. Doesn't hit as well as Queens, but I'll work on it. Yeah, this one is a tables match, and Nick Aldis has said that whoever wins this match gets to pick the stipulation for the go-home show. So that's going to be pretty intense because the titles will be on the line for the go-home show. As I click on the game, we can get this one underway. And the Meta 2 prove they are the division because Alexa Bliss She sets Jakar Jackson up on the table, but as she climbs up to hit the Twisted Bliss, Lash Legend yanks her off the table, launches her through the table with a legendary slam, and the ref calls it because this is a ladies tables match. There's only a 1 table fall, but Lash Legend grabs the mic and says, "You want stipulations? I am the queen of tables matches. So next week it's going to be, that's right, 2 of 3 tables matches. There will be two people put through a table next week. So this week only needed 1, but on the Go Home show we're gonna get 2 tables, baby." And that is a 3-star matchup. Drew McIntyre and Argus the Great, they call out Damian Priest and Max Impact, and this one grows to level 4, but we just see a montage of both of them using Angela to slice through fake dummies of that look like Max Impact, posters of Damian Priest, stand-up cut along. It's a really funny promo. You guys need to see it, but you can't. So you just picture him running through with a sword and acting all crazy like. Steel cage match time. We got Eric, Max Impact, and Ludwig Kaiser. Eric, he is walking the line here of being fired because everything he touches turns to absolute shit. Max Impact, everything Max Impact touches actually turns to literal gold. And Ludwig Kaiser, he's either going to get injured or pissed off enough to leave our brand here, because when this match starts, Ludwig Kaiser kind of tries to keep it clean. Eric, he's throwing bodies around. He slams Max Impact into the steel cage. Max Impact pops right back up. Eric pushes him right back into the cage, pops right back up. He loves steel cages, damn it. How much does he love a steel cage? Let's find out. Oh, boy. We do get a great match, though. Ludwig Kaiser ends up with the 2 boys there kind of. Eric kept tossing Max Impact into the steel. Max Impact kept popping up. Eric kept tossing him. Max kept popping up. And Ludwig Kaiser looks at them and, in disgust, walks over to the door, asks for it to be open, and walks right out. He wins the match. 3.5 stars. Ends the rivalry there. I have no idea what I'm going to do with any of these people except for Max Impact next week. No injury. Maybe we'll try to injure Ludwig Kaiser next week. Stay tuned. AJ Styles, he's getting interviewed in the back by good old Jackie Redmond, our Canadian reporter. And she asks him what he thinks about his Mania match against Damian Priest. And AJ Styles, he's sick of hearing about Damian Priest, the Royal Rumble winner with the 29 spot, the guy who got his rocket strapped to his back. And everybody starts talking like he's the crown jewel of this brand, when AJ Styles has been our champion since he's walked through those doors. So AJ Styles says, no, I'm disgusted. And not only that, am I going to face a broken Damian Priest? He's got a tag match. He's got a world title match. But damn it, we're getting that wheel pick. Submission match, another non-title match, but we're trying to get this to level 3. Submission action. Let's just kind of see if the one with she locks in. Wait, why am I blanking what it's called?
Disarmer.
Thank you. The disarmer. He locks in the disarmer. Manhandle slam was just on my mind, but she can't pick that up.
Yeah.
But a manhandle slam. So she goes for the disarmer. 2.5 stars and does not grow to level 3. So that's a 30 grand non-investment. We aren't as lucky, but you know who is lucky?
The fans.
Booga. 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 And then it explodes. We have a mixtape trailer and it goes, Brooks Jensen presents Ooga Booga, the mixtape. And we see Brooks Jensen on screen and he says, me no rap for fame, me rap cause fire in chest, me create fire. We cut to all the Brooks Jensen clips that we've seen over the weeks, and the voiceover says, featuring tracks like Stick or Snap, Bug Not Food, You Know Belt because Brooks got 2, and the WrestleMania anthem, Brooks wins the day. And Brooks comes back on screen and says, Ooga Booga, beat drop. So get ready for the mixtape. Of course, it's a Discord exclusive. Go down to the description, join the Discord, because by WrestleMania, we will be seeing a trailer, that mixtape trailer with all the tracks included. So join it, or else you're just missing out. Like, I don't know what to say.
Like a loser.
Like, yeah, geez. No, you're not losers. Anyways, we have the smoke here, and it is Angelo Dawkins versus Montez Ford. Man, there's not much to say about this, but before the match starts, Dawkins demanded this rematch. I can't remember. I don't think it was last week if we're at 100, but must have been 2 weeks ago. Montez Ford hit a low blow on Angelo Dawkins to steal a victory. So let's see what we can do tonight. Maybe we should have made this one no disqualifications, but that can wait until next week, because Angelo Dawkins, obviously, with his payback, hits him with a huge spear, only a level 2. We are going to need a stipulation next week to get that one up a little more. We do get a level 4 rivalry. This is for something, though. I'm not going to announce it until next week, until we're ready to do our storyline here. Nick Aldis has an announcement about this match to raise the stakes, and we love stakes. Naomi, she came in last week and answered Tamina's open challenge, and not only did she win, she beat her straight up clean as a whistle. So that is why Naomi is going to open an open challenge right back to Tamina, and the open challenge, if I can afford it, is probably going to be in a steel cage, because that's only a level 2 rivalry. So we got a match next week. Let's go. And in the main event, we got Oba family. We got Jacob Fatu. We got Kevin Owens, who is the most popular. And we got John Cena, who is our champion, baby. And next week, whoever wins this match, we're going to see this one run back again with some stipulations. But for now, all we can do is see if John Cena can retain his title, or if anybody else is going to go into the go home as our champion. Still the champion, baby, and the crowd starts booing. They're already sick of seeing John Cena as the IC champion. But as Owens, he hits a stunner on Obafemi. Cena throws Owens out of the ring and pushes Jacob Fatu out of the ring as well. Kind of steals that pin on Obafemi from that stunner. So Kevin Owens kind of pissed off, felt like he deserved that victory. But unfortunately, if you're a John Cena fan, he is going to the go home as our champion. Stay tuned for next week when we got to do something to get this one up more than just 2.5 stars.
Speaking of 2.5 stars, Disco Bell.
No, that's a 5-star. What are you talking about?
Dude, Disco Bell don't matter, because her star shines bright, and she is glittering and glistening. And this rivalry, it's already sky high, EO sky high, but the disco funk has to continue. She actually puts the strap on the line tonight in the go home to the go home show, because she is that confident that even though she's a level 3, she is a level 25 at heart, and she's gonna go out there. She's going to give it up tonight, because she knows that she is getting her shot next week at the Go Home show. The level 4 feud comes to an end. So there we go. We finally have a level 4 feud for the ladies. And then the tag match. The rivalry grows. Alba Fire comes out with the mic. Doesn't even need Isla Dawn. Says, I got this. Says, you guys think you're some great tag team duo? You guys don't even have matching outfits, and drops the mic. Walks away. The rivalry grows to a level 3. But Jade and Soul get a rebuttal. Question is the rebuttal Alba Fire enough to get this to a level 4 feud? We will find out. In Sarcophagus, Ivy Nile.
Yeah.
and the manifestation. They're gonna throw hands. Standard triple threat match, but we're gonna get funky with it. Does the manifestation grow her rivalry with Ivy now, or is it all a sham? And her real rival is Sarcophagus. Sham wow.
Hi, it's Vince with Sham Wow. You'll be saying wow every time you use this towel.
Sham how, we gotta watch it right now. Hold on. Oh, level 2! It was Ivy now all along. But the bad part is, they're both faces.
Yes, though.
So we will have another mid-card rivalry match next week. Stay tuned for it. Can the manifestation finish her glorious opening season on the roster heading into next year? Will she, if she wins that match next week, does she become one of my keepers? Or does she get thrown into the abyss? And then Soruka comes out. She just has the mic. She says, Jade, I got this. You're the advertising queen for this brand. I'll be the promo. I'll be the rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be the rivalry call-out queen. And then she just goes out there, says, I heard what you guys said, and we don't have matching outfits. And you're damn right we don't. And then she just looks to the side. She's like, we don't have matching outfits. Shit. So she drops the mic. She just walks away in disgust. She's like, I need to talk to Jade. We need to get matching outfits. And that's it. The rivalry doesn't grow. Because everyone's like, yeah, you guys look all sorts of discombobulated. They look like a unit that is going to win next week as the rivalry gets blown off. Not a level 4 rivalry, though. Thank you for that, Soul Ruka, you sham. That's why I didn't give her the Get Schooled 2 card. I gave it the Triton's big ass. Because he deserves it. And he's going to put it to good use, just like he is right here. He's going to put this to good use. He's going to put those cheeks on Chuck McWagon's stash. And you know what? Even though that stamina is in the orange, guess what? It don't matter. Because Triton, you can't hurt the king. Oh, Chuck McWagon hurts the king. He hurts the king's feelings. Doesn't matter if he's just a level 3. He is one of the most popular stars on this brand. He says, Triton, I reckon you might be king. But you're not king of the ring. Ooh. Damn. And he tips the cap and walks out. And he kicks Triton's crown on the way out with those dusty boots. Uncle Howdy gives us the most okay promo of all time. Only 2,500 fans. We spent 15 grand on that. Absolute turd of a promo. Could it be worse? Yeah. Yeah, it could have. But I also could have ripped ass into this mic and gained more fans than what Uncle Howdy. So $2,500. That is a terrible ROI for those interested in the return on investments out there. Oh, Uncle Howdy. You freaking disgust me. So, okay. Yeah, he's like, I tried. And then Axiom and Dr. Punching Stone. He says, I'm the Punching Stone. Axiom says, you don't even got your fist out like you're punching, brother.
Called his ass out. Dude.
I know.
It's crazy.
He's like, I'll show you how to punch, you son of a bitch. Oh! And Axiom is a baller, dude. Mask or not. This dude, what?
Fuck, this was a 3.5-star match?
Because he's a baller, shot caller.
What are you talking about?
20 entrants on his Impala, dude. Dude, like,
Not even a rivalry.
Yes, it is. It's literally level 4. It's maxed out.
Already
Show some respect for Axiom. A level 12 superstar with a gold and white mask at the peak of his athletic prime. going against Dr. Punching Stone, one of the sickest mustaches in the game.
That is true.
And you dare have the gall to speak up during my card and question why it got 3.5 stars. I got some cards for you next week, Canada, you son of a bitch. All right. And then Jey Uso grabs the mic in disgust from Uncle Howdy. He says, give me that mic, you son of a bitch. I'll show you. He says, Cheek, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to get you your money back for that shit-ass promo. And he gets me $14,000 back. He gets me my money back and salvages the embarrassment that was that charity promo. And it only cost him one fan, and that one fan was Uncle Howdy. He's like, you know what? I kind of like the Usos, the tag thing you got going on, but hey, you got to disrespect my charity cutting promo skills. I take offense to that.
Can't do that.
Cannot do that. But you know what? Jimmy Uso says you cannot waste Cheek's money on NXT 2.0. So he got the money back. He salvaged the day. And I can at least be thankful for that. And then another Uso is going to come out and try to salvage what's left of this card. And he's going to put his title on the line against the Sandman. He says, Sandman, your time has run out. I'm going to come away with both straps. And then he might even turn around and become tag team champ at WrestleMania. Jey Uso could end the season with 3 belts. Just something to think about. That's a lot of belts. So just because of that, we're actually going to watch this. All right. Here we go. Can Sandman walk into WrestleMania with 2 belts? Or can Jey Uso walk into WrestleMania with 2 belts? Possibly 3 if he has one around his waist to hold up his pants. We'll find out. Sandman says Nighty Night.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nighty Night Uso. And Sandman has the North American belt, and he has the men's heavyweight belt. He got the NXT title. So he has 2 belts. Which one does he put on the line at Mania? Ooh. Braun Breaker says, I only want one. And that's the one you already had around your waist, you son of a bitch. I don't want that shitty-ass North American hand-me-down belt. I want the real thing. And guess what, folks? You'll get to watch and find out at WrestleMania if Braun can get his greasy fingers on that belt. All right.
And speaking of greasy fingers, we head over to ECW run by the dastardly Armando Alejandro Estrada. While I was saying his fingers? Name, yeah. That's like a notorious fact about him, is how greasy his grubby little fingers are. And as I was saying his name, it gave me time to look at the card because, you got to say his name all extendo mag like that. He has added another legend. It's like a weekly tradition for him. So Armando's bringing it. He wants to hang on to first place, and I respect it. In the opening contest, Alpha and Javon Evans, a level 4 feud, gearing up ahead of their match at either maybe the Go Home or Mania, again with the AI. You never know what they're actually going to book at the home stretch here. And it's going to be a 3-star match despite Akam running in. And he was like, notice me! And like people cared about the rivalry, not Akam. So they didn't really notice him. So it's still a good match regardless. And then Vader comes out to the ring and he says, if you stand with ECW, throw your V's up. And he does his little V hand thing, and then 3,500 people do it. So pretty much 35 people united in the V. Big respects.
Oh, you got 3 counters, man.
And then Cruz del Toro, Dragon Lee, Solo Sikoa, triple threat action here. And I'm trying to remember. No, they'd say rivalry if there's rivalry. I was trying to remember if any of these guys had started a feud, but it doesn't say rivalry. So does a new feud begin? Cruz del Toro gets victory. No new feud, but a 2.5-star match. And then Logan Paul calls out Coral Anderson, who mocked him last week. And Logan Paul's kind of pouting, throwing a fit because Coral Anderson said he'd rather drink anything other than Prime. And he's like, the people love Prime. And no one really supported that statement, so the rivalry didn't go anywhere. Roxanne Perez comes out to the ring and says, I will offer an open challenge for my first match on ECW. And then all of a sudden, don't treat me like a woman. Don't treat me like a man. Don't treat me like you know me. Chyna comes out to the ring, 3 stars. Takes down Roxanne Perez pretty easily. But the fans were so excited to see her on the brand that still got 3 stars. And a new rivalry has kicked off. And then Duke Hudson, baby. Television champion. Duke Hudson throws up the U. And he says, U before V. Do you agree? And 4 people agreed.
Wow.
And he got some fans out of that. Then Omos, Joaquin Wilde. They were starting to feud, but then they united in Logan Paul being a douchebag. And so it kind of lessened the heat of the feud. But can they get it back this week without any interruptions? They do. Omos, 2.5 stars, gets the win, and he and Joaquin Wilde, they're back to getting pissed off because Omos just wants to learn how to flip water bottles. And Joaquin Wilde, he's gatekeeping, man. He ain't sharing that information. And then Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton calls out Lyra Valkyria and says, don't think I forgot about you. I know you've been teaming up with Bianca Belair in recent weeks. I know you've got your little tag feud, but I got eyes on you too. And their rivalry goes level 4. And in that tag feud in the main event, Tornado Tag. These teams have done very well. Can they keep it going? Bianca and Lyra versus Trish Stratus and Gigi Dolan. Trish and Gigi get the win, and they do keep the strong matches going. 4.5 stars to close ECW. So for our rundowns on the WCW side of things, opening contest, Fallon Henley, your new women's champion, triple threat action over Dakota Kai and Liv Morgan. Fallon and Dakota have their rivalry go to level 3. 2 stars as The Undertaker takes down Grayson Waller. 2.5 stars. Demon Finn Balor defeats Austin Theory. Their new rivalry goes up to level 2. 2.5 stars for Raquel Rodriguez over Tatum Paxley. And in the main event, we get 2 levels on the rivalry. And we get 4.5 stars due to the power card bonus there as Kevin Nash defeats Tony D'Angelo in a submission match. Rivalry now level 3. On the call side, things Karrion Kross fails to call out Tommaso Ciampa. Shotzi fails to call out Rhea Ripley. But the Creed brothers do move their feud to level 3 with DIY. On NXT 2.0, Io Sky gets back the NXT Women's Championship. 3.5 stars on the match. Their rivalry up to level 4. The Manifestation wins the triple threat match over Ivy Nile and Sarah Offagus. 1-star match, rivalry level 2 between her and Ivy Nile. It always does. 3 stars as Chuck McWagon takes down Triton in their contest. Axiom, to the shock of Canada, puts on a 3.5-star match against Dr. Punching Stone. And in the main event, Sandman, Sandy 2 belts out here. He's got the world title. Now he's got the North American title. 3-star victory over Jay Uso. And then on the tag team call-out side of things, the Unholy Union successfully call out Sol Ruka and Jade Cargill, but the inverse does not work out, so the rivalry goes just from level 2 to level 3. Over on Raw, 3 stars as the Meta 2 take down the Advertising Gods in a tag team tables match. It's going to be 2 out of 3 on the go-home show. That rivalry now set in level 3. Ludwig Kaiser wins a steel cage match over Max Impact and Eric. 3.5 stars on that match. Rivalry between Eric and Max Impact comes to a close due to the steel cage stipulation. Rivalry just goes up 1 level here, but it does advance in the submission matches. Becky Lynch makes Nia Jax tap out. 2.5 stars there. The rivalry also level 2. Rivalry now up to level 4. As the Street Profits implosion continues with Dog Daddy getting the victory over Montez Ford. And in the main event, John Cena, 2.5 stars, hangs on to his Intercontinental Championship over Kevin Owens, Jacob Fatu, and Oba Femi. Oba Femi and John Cena start a rivalry. Jacob Fatu and Kevin Owens have their rivalry go to level 2. On the call side of things, Naomi calls out Tamina for level 2. AJ Styles calls out Damian Priest for level 2. And Drew McIntyre and Argus call out Damian Priest and Max Impact for level 4. And then finally for ECW, 3 stars in their opener. Alpha takes down Javon Evans. Interference from Akam during that match. 2.5 stars. Oh, there was a rivalry there. Just didn't say rivalry. That's weird. Dragon Lee had a rivalry with Cruz del Toro, which I forgot about, but it didn't say rivalry, so I was like, oh, maybe there isn't one. There totally is one, but Cruz del Toro gets the win here tonight. 2.5 stars. Chyna makes her debut on ECW with a 3-star victory over Roxanne Perez. for their new feud. New feud as well between Omos and Joaquin Wilde in a 2.5-star victory for Omos. And then the main event, 4.5 stars. Trish Stratus and Gigi Dolan take down Bianca Belair and Lyra Valkyria in a tornado tag. On the call side of things, Tiffany Stratton calls out Lyra Valkyria for level 4, but Logan Paul's call to Coral Anderson comes up short. For WCW, we get a 109 rating score. We get 24,000 fans, $25,000. On Raw, a 99 rating score, 16,000 fans, $7,000. NXT 2.0, a 94 score, 13,000 fans, and $75,000. Finally, for ECW, a 113 rating score, 27,000 fans, and $45,000.
Just had another $100,000 thingy there. Above the 45, it said 100 grand gross revenue. He's cheating.
Greasy
Scouted.
fingers.
That's what I'm saying. Coming to WCW's way for the commissioner goal. And that was the only one. So there you see the standings. Armando is now up 49,000 fans on me. I am up 55,000 fans on on Canada, and Canada is up 14,000 fans on Cheek as we head into the Go Home Show in Sacramento, California.
You hit me. Oh, it's me. Oh, sold out. Double the price. Oh, wrong controller. That wouldn't help. Okay, there we go. Oh gosh.
Oh.
My contract's up at the end of the week. We're gonna say no because we don't need you next week. So
she's not gonna be at Mania. Could use her cut a promo.
Not. Oh no, Jacob Fatu. No, bro. No. Okay, anyways. Power cards are gonna be more expensive this week. Sorry. Yeah. Cry about it. Our Max Impact. I can't. I just can't. So, getting his spot in the IC title match might have to be Brooks Jensen. I know people are gonna be pumped about that one. I just can't afford. I mean, we can't put on a show if we give him $100,000.
Yeah, you can.
No, we can't. So, unfortunately, sorry, Jacob. He's out of here. Speaking of being out of here.
Eric?
He's out of here. And we'll see if anybody else survives this week.
Company's got to lay off some people.
The Meta 2 have a... Yeah, we do, actually. Mania's coming up. We got to lay off some people. The Meta 2 basic power card. I don't think we're going to keep her, but there is a good chance we draft Meta 2 again. So you know what? For the first time ever, I'm going to pick basic power card. And you know what? We're going to do the same thing.
Wow.
Might as well. If you're going to draft one, you're going to draft both. That makes the Meta 2 more interesting to draft. They're both going to get you a power card if you take the Meta 2. That's pretty cool.
Just a flurry of basic cards.
That's a basic card coming at you. Do not book your... Although that would be pretty sick to start season 2 with.
Imagine, yeah.
That's Fighter. I think that's Kevin Owens. He taped up his wrist. No, he's a bruiser. He's a bruiser.
Drew McIntyre needs a match.
Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, no, that's just not happening. That's just unfortunately we can't do that. What are we gonna screw up our whole go home show for 4 weeks of things? No. Where's our tag champs? There they are. Let's go, baby. Here we go. Finally,
The Rock has come back.
I would think this is going to be our main event because Damian Priest is like, he's a Rumble winner. He's in the main event at Mania. So it kind of makes sense. What also makes sense, I think, tag team action is going to kick off as well. There we go. This one, we are going to do Naomi versus Tamina. Title match on the line. Speaking of title matches, we got a Fatal 4-Way. We got John Cena. We got Kevin Owens. We got... I could put Ludwig in. Obafemi, of course. But, man, I think Brooks Jensen has earned his shot again. And we're possibly going to put this in a TLC. Last but not least, obviously, is our level 4 feud right here. And I might just make this Again, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do here. Possibly tornado tag. Got to be careful about the money. This had to be a tables match because it's going to be a 2 of 3 falls now. 2 of 3 tables, rather. We can make this a TLC, but if we already have a TLC... No, we need to make this one steel cage so it ends the rivalry. Extreme rules there. Kind of want a steel cage here, but I think it behooves me to choose the match specialty. So we're going to do that as well. We can afford it all, but it's going to be a scary mania. So what I am going to do, I'm going to go over and pop my second rock bottom prices. All match prices or all match costs will be discounted by 50%. I will proceed.
Bach
Bottom is what I called it before.
Damn.
So Bach Rodham prices are back.
Son of a bitch.
Steel cage. I could boost this one up, but I don't think I'll do that just yet. I don't think it really matters on a mid-card match here. The tornado tag, the tables match, we're down to 60 grand. We can book some promos. Obviously, we need to call out Damian Priest needs to be called out. We could double down here. We might as well try to get this to level 4. And then Ludwig Kaiser is going to advertise. That means, unfortunately, there really has nothing to do with Baron Corbin / Eddie Thorpe here. So we're also going to release Baron Corbin 2 and 6.
Corbs.
See ya, Eddie Thorpe.
Bon voyage.
And there we go. I think I'm happy with this. One last look. I mean, yeah, the double down just makes sense, and we can't really do anything else. Any logistics? No, I need to make sure I have money for Mania. Logistics will be first. Yeah, assets must roll over too, so we're gonna be ready to go for season 2. Maybe buy something at Mania if we have. What? I promised you I'd interfere on. Okay. I guess.
You promised.
I promised. He's our like superstar, pop star, rap star champion. So I mean, I'll definitely back him. He's like gained like 5 members into the Discord. Are you kidding me? We'll back him for sure.
He's earned it.
He's earned it. Anything else? Increased match cost for Mania? No. Increase the fans gained by this week's show by 20%. I'm going to pop this as well. I think this is going to be a good show.
Damn.
We're going to pop network specialist. And I think we're going to save our To the Moons for next season. And it makes no sense to do our castle raid. So yeah, I think I'm happy. I think we're locking it in. Level 3. This is level 4, but they haven't been raiding well, so I'm going to keep them in the middle. And of course, I don't care how bad this rates. This is always going to be the main event. So here we go. Popping it.
There it is. Bam.
Bam.
All right, we got our increased match costs here and a veto champ from Armando.
What an act.
Takes out Raquel, which would have been one of the matches tonight.
She only has 35 stamps.
And
increased match cost.
So this is where I don't know if this will double the increase or if it's just one of those cards gets washed out.
That'd be insane.
So Triple H, all special matches cost double this week. I'm told it's some kind of union thing. Union. Fuck. Union. Raquel Rodriguez, can we take apart? Sorry about that. Austin
Canadian.
Theory. I always
Canadian?
support you, buddy.
Thank you.
Some people back in my Twitch days thought I was Canadian, so
Well, that boat was crazy, dude.
we can pull the moot once in a while. All right, so Austin Theory appreciates his rematch against Demon. I like how some people call him Demon, some people just call him the. You never know what you're gonna get. But it's always better to sell things in the ring. I agree. Great match, by the way. Might need you to try to save my ass this season.
You got me worse greasy fingers.
His damn greasy fingers. He's got his payback. That was a low blow, and you know it, Armando.
Like I just told you to eat shit.
Pretty much. All right, so Kalani Jordan, this is fair. We have not really been booking her down the stretch. One of my, if we were to do like a podcast wrap up of season 1. One of my bummers would be we didn't really get to do much with Kalani Jordan after thinking I was going to really shoot her up the card. Didn't happen. So she's going to load us up for $100,000, but we don't have any plans for her except maybe she would have cut a promo or something at a show or been used in the WrestleMania women's match. But we can't pay her that. So I don't think so, Kalani. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. I'll miss you always. Then we got Rhea Ripley. Checking back in about that time off. Is now a good time to take it? Well, shit. So it's sucks about this was Rhea Ripley was on my short list of keepers, just because of her ring XP in the women's division. But if I piss her off here, she would not be keeper eligible. I could use one of those morale cards at Mania if I want to try to fix it. So I think I'm going to just tell her no, and then based on what I see when we're booking Mania in the next episode, if I think I might want to use her as a keeper, I might use one of those morale cards on her. But I think it'd be better to say no because I'm going to book her this week. So I need you here to represent WCW. Rap me out. Moderate. That's tough. I get it. But why'd you say earlier I'd be able to take time off? I'm not going to lie. Literally, I forgot I said that earlier. But it was definitely one of those things I was hoping she wouldn't ask me until WrestleMania. I didn't know how long it'd take her to hit me back. WrestleMania Tag Champs isn't going to happen. 2-Bit Arena would be a good card to carry into next season, but that is one of our featured matches here. Check the store. Power cards, nothing crazy here. So set booking the first show, kind of my aggression with cards would kind of depend how the first show went and how I feel going into the second show. Knowing that I'm not going to be able to, I guess I don't, in my head, I assume, so they're not doubled. So it is just a normal match increase. So we'll see what I put together, how I feel money-wise, and then kind of determine from there if I want to use more cards or if the combination of the match costs here, needing money for Mania, and losing 3,000 fans on them last week, if I got a kind of white flag, except for if I get super lucky at Mania. So we're going to start with our tag feud here. Match order might change here, so just getting them on the card here. So Creed Brothers versus DIY, and then Karrion Kross. Unfortunately, we did not get an increase on the rivalry last week. Hopefully Karrion Kross will be successful this week. So they're at level 3 going into the pay-per-view. We know Undertaker and Roman are going to close out their feud. Initially, this was meant to be a world title, but then Kevin Nash came in, transformed into Oz, and took the championship. So they are going to blow off their feud and hopefully do a good job of doing so. Then we've got Austin Theory and Demon Finn Balor. So we kind of hinted at it last week. Basically, if they can, especially if they can get this to level 3 and Demon doesn't get injured here, my thinking was we have, I think we've got 2 of these. I'm 90% sure. There it is. Yeah. Gauntlet Master. This is one of the cards we got the first time we used the power up. So the thinking would be is I could have a gauntlet for the U.S. title. So I guess I'll move that based on where I land the match card. So the thinking is if Finn doesn't get hurt here, potentially include those guys in the match with Karrion Kross and Tommaso Ciampa. Then on the ladies' side, we've got Dakota Kai and Fallon Henley. And then we lost Raquel, so that's why we're going to go with Shotzi and Rhea. I'm debating about including Liv in this match also, just because, again, I don't, if she gets hurt here, it's just someone I wouldn't use in the cross-branded match. And she might be able to give me a little lift, or do I just go with Giant Cruiser and throw Liv back in this match again? I think I'm just going to go Giant Cruiser here. We're going to treat this as a rematch for Liv. Because I wouldn't have a women's title match at the PLE. So if Liv wins it back, not a big deal. Then I've got to decide if I want to go for a double call out to try to lock this up as a level 4. I think I do want to just full send. If one of them works, then obviously the other one could have been, you know, charity or something else to help out. But last week we did the charity through Ripley, and then Shotzi missed on her promo. So if I were to do that this week with the feud I want to take into Mania, that would be a tough blow. And then we are going to have Abracaslam. I don't know why I picked advertising. We're going to give Abracaslam a little shot at some charity for us here. See if he can work his magic and help us out. Now I've got to figure out match types here. We've got like 90K to work with. So I could put, if I put these guys in a cage, I'm getting myself 5,000 fans. It's the only level 4 we're looking at here. I could also potentially use, what we got? We got the Falls Count Anywhere card. We've got the TLC card as well. So I think I'm still going to use one of those. We might use the TLC one just because of the fact we have 2. So I'm just looking right now. So the women's title match is a TLC is an option. Whoops. In terms of specialty, same with the tag feud. I think we're going to go women's title. TLC is going to be our main. I'm going to use that power card before I forget. Boom. Then this, I think if I wanted to protect for Mania, I would have needed to use this last week. So I'm going to carry that over. That was one of the cards I was debating on using and doing the other stuff I didn't think about last week. So using it here does not help me for anything. So that'll be a carryover. So I'm trying to decide if I want to also do a Falls Count Anywhere match and use that card. But do they even have Falls Count Anywhere for tags? They do not. So I think we're just going to give... I'm between giving this Extreme Rules for specialty or giving this Steel Cage for fans. And then puts that there. DIY has done good business for me, but Gargano has not been featured much, so his popularity is dropping. I think these guys will do better if I give them the cage stip. The boost on that is high. I could go tables, but then if this show bombs, I don't have a lot to play with at Mania, but I would only need to book 2 matches. And if I go Gauntlet, that's 54K at Mania. And then... I mean, I would probably do Falls Count Anywhere for the other match, which would be, I guess these are more expensive this time because Falls Count Anywhere I think is normally 12. I'm not sure what the Gauntlet is offhand. I'm gonna give these guys tables. If $9,000 was the difference, then that was the difference. I also accidentally turned that into. Hello, controller, come on. Okay. Controller was just like, nah, man, we love the idea of Brutus Creed and Johnny Gargano. 1-on-1 in a tables match. But we'll just make the keyboard transition. Okay, so we give them tables. I still think this does better with cage. Higher quality boost. Level higher on the rivalry. More pop. I feel good about this. Match stipulation. Double check that I used that card. I'm pretty sure I did, but yeah, we did. Okay, so I think we send it in from here. And... hopefully we make some money back so I can afford a couple matches at Mania.
Hey, shoot your shot. All right, Armando, you piece of shit. I've been watching the progress. Haven't exactly been dominating the ratings, have you? Damn, sick burn. Not sure you know how to make the most stars like Sandman. Over here at ECW, know how to use our talent. Anyway, I expect to be at the top of the podium by the end of the season. Best of luck. Screw you, Armando. I remember that. The show's been going great. I think it's time we had a show in a bigger venue. I don't mean to tell you what to do, but I think it'll help showcase our roster. I'll put you in a real arena within the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I think I'll lie to the man. Alright, sweet. So now he's happy. Alright, and then Jimmy Uso, excited for the upcoming PLE. Can't wait to put on a great show for the crowd. Boy, do you have a huge show to put on for the crowd. Because we need every fan we can get. Just a reminder, ensure your opening match and main event matches don't suck. The crowd wants to see a good show. I gotcha.
It's like they patched in those emails or something. Because there's no way this is the first time we've made any mistake. We've had so many of those down the home stretch.
Ooh, least popular cruisers in a match. I can do that for a Get Schooled 3. Imagine what Triton's big ass can do with that. So, I just want to get the card kind of filled out here. So we know the Usos and the Wyatt Six are on break. And we know Sandman. Oh no, that went down a level because I wasn't using them for a while. So we got to get... We're going to do a call out right meow. We're going to do double call out because we need that level 4. All right. So they're on break. So here we go. Punching Stone. Axiom. McSwaggin and Triton. EO. EO. Disco.
I miss Taco Bell.
You want to go to Taco Bell after this?
Oh man, I want a spicy potato.
Ooh,
So bad.
Spiced potato soft taco hits crazy.
We don't have them here.
Wow.
Come down.
Yet another reason to leave.
No, seriously.
All right.
Get out.
Ooh, look at this. Cheating Stack's gonna be back for Mania. Anyways, we got one match left on this card. Who's the last match? So I want... Oh yeah, duh. I was thinking tag team for next week at Mania, but it's the men's tag team, so I gotta have the ladies tag team, duh. What am I thinking? Alright. So, probably have to redo this again because I gotta put some stippies on. But this be the card. And then... Let's see. Gonna do some more advertising. Jimmy can get out there and do it again. He did pretty good last week for us, so we're gonna go back to the well one more time. And then I'm gonna give Uncle Howdy one more chance. The son of a bitch. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give him one more legitimate chance. And if he burns me... Oh, alright, so... Let me just... Oh, get schooled. I'm a simple man. I see it, I buy it. Alright. Let me see. War games. You know what?
War games.
No, I think. I gotta get that son of a bitch.
Grubby little greasy hands.
You can't come into my DMs talking shit.
No, okay.
Alright. A little aggressive, Armando. A little aggressive. But alright, so... I think... Network specials tempting. get schooled. Let's see. For her fight right here and right now, let's get Solruka a little juice. Cool. She stays at 11. Okay. All right, let's get some stippies. Actually, yeah. Yeah, let's get some stippies. Let's figure out this curve. First things first. I think this is gonna be a tough one to beat. 61, 66. And it's level 4. Axiom and Punching Stone goes hard. But I think that might be it. So let me TLC this thing. They are on. Oh, none of you guys have a specialty. What is this?
So I guess that means EOs must be some sort of tag step, like tornado tag or something. Or I guess it could be one of the matches not unlocked yet.
They're gonna go Iron Man for that. Be a badass fight to watch. Whoopsie daisy, I'm wild. I think we're just gonna do. They can go underground. You guys can get tables, and this can get tables. We're just gonna have fun with that. That's pretty damn decent, COD. Titles are on. I'm getting Get Schooled 3, which is a plus. And then so next week I know what's going on. That's pretty much it, man. I think we're good. Let's do show bonus and be free to book this week. Coast to coast. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna do anything. I'm gonna be a little slut. But this is, look at that. And we're about to eclipse 2 million fans. It is beautiful over here at NXT. We got a banger.
That is beautiful, you little slut.
Thank you. Now spit on me.
Hey, yo. Choke me? All right, boys, this is it, the go home show. And Nick Aldis, he doesn't have anything much to say because he is very busy tonight. So we're going to get right into it. This one is obviously Meta 2, our champions, going up against the advertising gods. They haven't been doing too well since teaming up, haven't really found that chemistry like the Meta 2 already have. And tonight it is 2 of 3 tables. It is elimination style tonight. Last week it was just one and done table, but here we go. So yeah, gotta click on the game, man. I gotta use the right controller, man.
Controllers, I get it.
I know, but
he's looking ahead to Mania. It's hard not to.
Ooh, amazing start.
I know, it's a good start. 4 stars with Lash Legend kicking this one off by chucking Zelina over the ropes, and chucks her right into a table, eliminating Zelina right off the bat. That chemistry isn't doing too well. Alexa, she dodges a meta kick and throws Jakara into the corner, but she turns around to Lash Legend, going to spear her, but moves out of the way, and Lash Legend spears Jakara Jackson through the table. That's 1-1. And of course, after a while, these two, Alexa and Lash, they brawl, but Lash hits her spine buster through the last remaining table, and they remain our champions. And don't forget, if they are on your roster for the next season, that's 2 power cards for the Meta 2. 2. AJ Styles, he gets this one up to level 3, baby, and he comes out and he says tonight he's going to be joining our commentary team to watch Damian Priest and Max Impact take on Drew McIntyre and Argus the Great in a tornado tag match. He's excited to be on commentary, and he's excited to make fun of the bisexual Undertaker. This one, we know it's been family. It's been in-lawed. That's what this one is. Naomi, she came in. She won the open challenge. She called out and said, hey, I'll make another open challenge. And Nick Aldis said, you want to settle this one? It's got to be in a steel cage because your rivalry's only level 2. And Naomi said, what does that mean? And he said, figure it out. And Tamina is Mina. Naomi goes up to the top rope for a moonsault, but Tamina, she immediately pops up and yanks her off the cage with a brutal top rope Samoan drop. And that's a 1, 2, 3. And she takes back what's hers in a classic match. That's a little surprising for a level 2 feud, but we will take it.
The curve.
I know that curve, man. Becky Lynch.
Curves.
Yeah, buddy. Becky Lynch was going to make a promo, but Nia Jax steps in front of her and says, no, I'm going to make a promo later tonight, and doesn't let Becky Lynch speak like I can't. So the promo doesn't go up, or the rivalry does not go up at all. That's going to sting for Mania a bit if Nia Jax can at least get it up another level. But this one, we all know this one. We know this all too well, and it's Extreme Rules tonight. But before the match, Montez Ford is in Nick Aldis's office, and he says, like, what's the point of even doing this match? We got a 2-star match last week, and I've never gotten a title shot on this brand, obviously, other than a tag, which I carry the division. I've never been your chosen one for your PLE cross-branded things. So why should I show up tonight if nothing's on the line? And Nick Aldis says, you know what? You're right. You're right. You want stakes tonight. You know, something happened when Damian Priest won the Rumble. Raw got a protected pick. So tonight, whoever wins this match will be Raw's protected pick for season 2. I mean, again, maybe it's just protect one of them so I can pick them later on in the draft. Usually we take our protected picks and take them pretty early on, but I think this one, protecting at least one of them, is going to block a tag team from you guys. So I'm going to protect whoever wins this match.
Damn.
And that's going to be Doc Daddy, because the streets run through Doc, baby. He grabs a big ass steel chain, wraps it around his arm, hits a forearm smash to the jaw, lifts up Ford, sky high bomb through the announcer table, baby, drags him back into the ring. 1, 2, 3. Nick Aldis, he walks out, he claps, and he points to Angelo Dawkins, because that's Raw's protected pick, baby. And a 3.5-star match. You gotta have something on the line there. Nia Jax comes in and says, well, she was going to say something, and then Becky Lynch steps in front of her and says, ha, no, I'm going to step in front of you. And Nia Jax literally just pushes her out of the way like a rag doll and says, get ready to watch this match at Mania. Or, question mark, question mark, question mark, see you later. Now we got our TLC, baby. I don't even know how to describe this one. John Cena has been our champion for a while. Kevin Owens deserves something, but he's not. We all know he's not good in non-one-on-one matches. Kevin Owens, you need to be one-on-one, buddy. I got you next season. Obafemi, I'd be so happy for him to get his title back. And of course, our rapping caveman Brooks Jensen. Of course, we're out tonight. Nick Aldis, we're at ringside with Brooks. A little bit of protection for our rap superstar, because he's gained almost 5 members into the Discord with his raps. That's more than money can buy. If this was a MasterCard ad, this would be the priceless part. You know what I mean?
Evening bag, $90. The look on your ex-boyfriend's face, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
So you just can't put a price on members, and that's why Nick Aldis is backing Brooks Jensen tonight, baby. Wow. And that is why it goes platinum. It goes platinum immediately as he pulls the title from the top rope. Streams, Discord streams, millions upon millions of members start flooding the Discord. And of course, yeah, that's maybe our hope and wish, but that's a 4-star match. And of course, Brooks Jensen just eliminates everyone with a bunch of headbutts, sets up the ladder, climbs up, grabs the belt. He is going to be our champion going into season 2, which means, hey, if you're a CodyVerse alumni, fan, and you watch 2K24, you know that I keep my champions. So we might be keeping Brooks Jensen. Speaking of 2K24, baby, Ludwig Kaiser comes out and he promotes his perfume cologne fragrance.
Perfume.
Yes, exactly. Perfume, cologne, whatever you want to wear. He's got the unisex spray for you. And if I have no idea, I wanted to go back and try to do a callback. I had no idea what episode that was, and I couldn't find it. So
you mean he's promoting Imperium Express?
That's what. Yeah, Imperium Express.
Can you spritz me?
Ludwig Kaiser. That's why we say his name that way. So go find that episode. I wish we knew exactly which one it was, but we're not sure because that leads to our main event. Of course, AJ Styles actually demanded Nick Aldis to make this one a tornado tag because he said, I don't want Damian Priest sneaking off and just letting Max Impact, who loves getting beat up, by the way, to just go in and get beat up and probably win. So no, he wants Damian Priest in there because he knows Damian Priest is going to try to protect himself at all costs. So what is going to happen? Of course, Angela shines bright, and our boys Drew McIntyre and Argus the Great finally fulfill their prophecy, because Max Impact and Argus the Great, they were off fighting, they're off doing their own thing, but of course Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, they have their past, they've had their feud. But Drew, he claymores Priest, he holds Angela high with the power of Angela, steps onto Priest, and he just kind of places Angela hilt down onto Priest's chest, and Priest, he's kicking out, but he just can't move, man. Angela's too damn heavy if you're not chosen. So unfortunately, the weight of Angela pins Damian Priest, and our boys, they finally fulfill their prophecy as tag team champions, baby. 4-star match.
We love when things come together. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful moment there. Angela's been saved, and now they're tag champs.
Yeah, damn. Does Angela get a belt too? I don't know.
Ooh, that would make Angela a potential keeper as well going into season 2. True. Something to keep in mind. We head over to WCW, and the show starts in the parking garage because Sonya Deville has been waiting for the superstars to arrive and forcing them to wait as she gives a speech to her roster, exclaiming that unfortunately, despite their efforts last week, they have lost a few more thousand fans on Armando, and time is ticking for season 1. And Sonya tells the superstars of the show that if you can step up on this go home show, if you can step up at WrestleMania, if you can earn your way into the cross-brand matches, bringing us fans, if you can win them, you will be rewarded. What do we want? Fans. When do we want them? Over the course of the next 2 shows to hopefully catch Armando and pass him and then win season 1 and get a little bit of pride, even though it doesn't really matter. We probably use too many power cards that could backfire in the future. And everyone is just rallied to that cause, and that cause kicks off with Roman Reigns and The Undertaker in a steel cage match. And Roman comes into this one with quite the game plan.
Roman Reigns.
Because Roman Reigns knows how to study his opponent. And he's heard the rumors that The Undertaker can't read. And so he reaches into his pants pocket and he grabs a piece of paper and he kind of flips it out, and it's a big old scroll, and it rolls out. And Roman Reigns hands it to The Undertaker. And The Undertaker's so mesmerized by all these symbols and letters that he's seeing, and he's trying to piece it together. And he can't figure it out. But finally, Undertaker starts to sound it out. Look up. Look up. And when he looks up, Roman Reigns hits him with a spear, dropping him to the mat. Roman laughs at The Undertaker, takes his steps outside of the cage to win the 3.5-star opener. And then this promo, I forgot to change the order of the promos. So for lore, this promo will happen later. Wait to hear from Karrion Kross. Then Finn Balor and Austin Theory. They kickstarted it last week. And Sonya told Austin Theory, look, if you and Finn bring the intensity, bring the rivalry, there could be a spotlight for you at WrestleMania. So Demon Finn, he agreed to an extra match this week. And yet again, consistency is key. They got 2.5 stars last week. They get 2.5 stars this week. And Finn Balor gets it done. And after the match, Austin Theory is so frustrated, though, that he has not been able to conquer Finn. And Finn lifts him up, and he wiggles his little headdress thing. And Austin Theory goes, stop, tickles. And then they shake hands. And Sonya Deville comes out to the ring. She's applauding. She says, you know what, you gentlemen, you have earned your spot. So unless the gods of GM mode deny this WrestleMania of opportunity, at WrestleMania, it will be Finn Balor versus Austin Theory versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Karrion Kross for the United States Championship. And then Oz makes his way out to the ring. He's got a big old smile on his face. And he says, Tony, you see, the reality you're trying to live in, it's been nothing but fantasy. It's been nothing but fiction. You thought you created something special with the mystical mafiosos. But magic lies right here. He points at his heart. And then he says, stay tuned for a new episode. And I'm dating myself of Lizzie McGuire on Disney. And then he does like little ears. But Lord knows if I put even a half-second clip of Disney ears, I probably get copyright claimed. So you're gonna have to picture him doing the little wand thing where they draw the ears before the next Disney movie.
Hey, I'm Hilary Duff from Lizzie McGuire, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Kevin Nash, Oz, says, Tony, at WrestleMania, I think you and I should have ourselves a Falls Count Anywhere match. Maybe we make our way to a theme park ourselves. And I keep this championship, and you never touch this brand again. Because for one last time, Abracaslam is going to make the bad man disappear. And then tables action. Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers teaming with Julius Creed of the Creed Brothers against DIY. They won these titles from them at Survivor Series, but emotions have been high for the Creeds as they lost their motivator. They lost Chad Gable. And although some people thought the Creeds would become like Pickensburg once George Pickens got traded and just have a mental collapse as a grown-ass man, the Creed Brothers, while they did have a collapse, they've been able to keep it together just enough. Johnny Gargano hasn't been in the ring a bit. Tommaso Ciampa has been dealing with distractions, and dissension has been hinted by Karrion Kross. But tonight, with everything on the line, DIY was able to unite. Julius Creed had Johnny Gargano up on his shoulders. Brutus went to the top rope, ready to hit that Brutus ball, and a table was behind him. Tommaso Ciampa down on the floor could hear a voice from the stage saying it's not worth the risk. He's not your real brother. Your prophecy's being fulfilled. Stay where you are. and maybe you can find success on the biggest night. Tommaso Ciampa glances up the ramp to see a smiling Karrion Kross, and Ciampa channeled something in him, and he saved Johnny Gargano from that destruction. He threw Brutus Creed of the Creed Brothers off the top rope, and he landed through the table. Julius in shock as they lost their tag team titles. And then Karrion Kross continued. And he said, I tried to save you, Tommaso Ciampa. I tried to show you the timer, the countdown of your clock. DIY's time was numbered. You needed to leave. You needed freedom. Sonya Deville would have offered you the world to have you back for season 2. But you chose him rather than listen to me, who's had your best interest in mind. So at WrestleMania, unfortunately, yes, you have a tag title, but you will never touch this gold here. And when I'm back on WCW, I'm going to think about what could have been, Ciampa. I'm going to think about what could have been, but you betrayed my prophecy, and you'll pay for that. This insert day that this video premieres, likely a Wednesday or a Sunday, because that's usually when they premiere, but sometimes it's on another day. Stay subscribed to the channel at CodyVerse. And then Tony D'Angelo comes out to the ring, and he says, you know something? I've been through the ringer on this godforsaken channel, huh? I've seen and loved, and I've loved until I lost. I've held championship gold, and I've run a family as best I could. And I said it'd be different this time. I wouldn't be a mobster. I wouldn't be a hitman. I'd come in here and do everything I could for the fans. And then I had to fight a dead guy in The Undertaker, and I had to fight a demon in Finn Balor. And now I got to fight this jolly green giant called Oz. I thought I made a new friend in Abracadabra Slam. And that wasn't the case. Because he went to the dark side. He started using his magic for evil. And to think that I invited him over and let him have my mother's lasagna. And then he does this. He gives you, Kevin Nash, the ability to jump from the top rope. The ability to have indestructible knees. The one thing that's held you back all these years. But I believe the most magical thing in this business is the heart and the grit and the determination of a man who wants to be at the top. And I've held plenty of championship gold in the CodyVerse, but I've never been a world champion. And at WrestleMania, even if I got to take a baseball bat to him myself, I am going to break them knees. And when you fall to them, I'm going to push it down. I'm going to pin you for the 1, 2, 3. You're going to go off, never to be seen again. And I will be champion. And then Rhea Ripley comes out to the ring looking kind of salty. Not going to lie. She really thought she was going to get time off. And Shotzi comes out the ring, and Shotzi starts this match strong. Because, I mean, it is like Rhea Ripley doesn't really want to be here. And my goodness, she would not have been here. You know, maybe she was onto something, wanting some time off. Because as the match comes to a close, Rhea Ripley hits Riptide, but as she does, she grabs her shoulder. And she can't lift it up. And she's trying to figure out what to do, and she just pops her shoulder back into place. She gets the pinfall. And she goes right up to the camera and she says, Sonya, I warned you about this. There's no shot I'm ever working for you again. And then she pushes the cameraman away, storming off with a 7-week injury. And then Abra Kaslam, with a smile on his face, says, you know, it's funny. This entire season, little did we know, WCW revolved around me and my powers. You all are going to watch Oz, Tony D'Angelo at WrestleMania. But if I wanted to, I could make him Kevin Nash. If I wanted to, I could make him Diesel. I could turn him into a big old semi-truck. But tonight, all I'm going to do with my magical powers is bring new fans to the arena. So with that, I take my wand and I say, Abracaslam! When he says Kaslam, the wand kind of shorts out just a little bit. And he kind of smacks it. And he's like, shit, dude. I was supposed to go to Costco and get batteries, and I forgot. So unfortunately, the wand didn't work as well as it could have. We get 2,000 fans. Not awful. But we wanted more, Mr. Kaslam. We wanted more. And in the main event, Dakota Kai, Fallon Henley, and Liv Morgan. Liv was devastated to find out her partner would not be here tonight, and she dedicated herself to winning this match for Raquel Rodriguez. And as the match went, Liv Morgan got thrown to the outside. Dakota Kai, Fallon Henley fighting up top. And just as Dakota Kai went to tell a dad joke, Fallon Henley grabbed her, leapt off the ladder, threw a table on the floor. Liv Morgan started to go up the ladder, but she no longer had the strength to do anything. When all of a sudden, someone in a mask with a very familiar body shape, Raquel Rodriguez-esque, some might say, climbed into the ring. And she essentially piggybacked up Liv Morgan, and Liv looked down and said, and the master went, shh. Just let it happen. And she carried Liv to the top, and Liv Morgan, with a tear in her eye, reached up, grabbing the WCW Women's Championship, closing Season 1 as champion in a 5-star match. And then it's ECW, where I gotta hope that, I guess, the arena blows up at this point. We'll see if it happens. Tag action kicks us off. Trish and Gigi against Bianca and Lyra Valkyria. Lyra vibing with that 8 stamina. Will it catch up to her tonight?
Yes.
Ooh, I respect it. Trish and Gigi get the win. Maybe due to the stamina. Oh, Trish! Caught up to Trish.
No shot.
Trish Stratus injured for 4 weeks. The 8 stamina Lyra Valkyria. Bird Girl has wings of steel at this point. Unbelievable. Amazing match. Yeah, that is crazy.
She starts next year with -4 stamina.
I think. I do think. Well, I guess I don't know. I haven't gone into a full season 2 with paying attention. I assume it's like last year where staminas randomly regenerate, but if they do not, and Lyra comes back, yeah, Lyra might have stamina. Rivalry goes level 3, but we will not see this match at Mania because Trish is now injured for 4 weeks after the victory. Roxanne Perez calls out China and says, maybe we could fight next week when I'm prepared. And, China's kind of like, what the hell? Like, you said open challenge. And Roxanne says, I want one more shot at you, China. I want one more shot at you at WrestleMania if or if not the AI books it, because I don't really know. What I do know is Omos just wants to flip a damn water bottle. And he is going to beat Joaquin Wilde senseless until Joaquin Wilde shows him how to do it. Will that happen at WrestleMania? No damn idea. But tonight it's Omos with a 3-star victory. Rivalry up to level 2. And then Dragon Lee grabs a microphone. And then he says, Cheek, say my line.
You like dragons?
And the crowd hits a fever pitch. I was waiting for you to fucking no-sell me so hard on that. I was like, this is risky, but I was like, I trust my friend here. This is friend. Dragon Lee hits him with a you like dragons, and Cruz del Toro, who thought he was safe from the dragon, loses his mind and a brawl ensues as the crowd, dragon. Potential Mania match as well. Tag titles on the line here as AOP take on the Good Brothers. Luke Gallows and Coral Anderson I don't remember where this feud is. I feel like we haven't seen it in a few weeks, but the Good Brothers get the win, and this feud is at its conclusion after this match. Luke Gallows, Coral Anderson, your tag champs. Potential key. I don't know, though. I don't know. As of right now, Armando would get 3 keepers, and he's got a lot of legends, but level 21, level 17 as well. Good Brothers could maybe be in that running as well. Blair Davenport. Damn, tough for her. She comes out and cuts a charity promo, and unfortunately for her, it was worse than Abraca Slams. So for me, selfishly, I love to see it. I technically that's booing her. That's booing her, not Abraca Slam, of course. But it does not go well. 1,500 fans for ECW. I'm thankful. And then Duke Hudson comes to the ring, finding out that he's facing Vader for the television championship. But just before the match begins, Andre Chase makes his way out and says it's a triple threat match, and he nudges Duke and says, I got you, buddy. And it really turns into a handicap match because that Vader could not get out of the gate, and Duke Hudson potentially closing season 1 as your ECW television champion, 3.5 stars. And then Molly Holly says, I got signed and I wanted to be in the ring, but instead they got me cutting promos. And 4 people are like, yeah, dude, we want you in the ring. And so she gets 4 fans in the main event. TLC. The close to Afa and Javon Evans. And then Sol Sikoa is just, he's like when you got plans and then your parents are like, hey, bring your little brother. And they're like, okay, dude, Solo can hang out too. And Afa gets the win, taking down Sol Sikoa for the win here. 4.5 stars, right between him and Javon Evans, comes to a close.
All right, we're going to get it popping. Alba Fire, Isladon, the unholy union. Very dark indeed. But there's a flip side to that. The brightness. You have Soul, her sunshine, and Jade. They are the light in the darkness, and they are feuding. They don't care if they do not have matching outfits. They still look lovely regardless. But the unholy union are tag champions for a reason, and we're gonna get it kicking off right now with a TLC match. And damn, as the rivalry comes to a close, they really just dominated ever since coming onto this brand, really running wire to wire. No title belt exchanges ever really in doubt, and they end this season as our NXT official tag team champions. And then Braun Breaker just gets it done outside of the ring on the mic. Can he get it done next week in the mic, or wait, in the ring, excuse me, not in the mic, at WrestleMania? He got enough juice to get this rivalry back to a level 4. It's been a while since Braun's been in the ring. Can he shake the rust off for next week at Mania and become the champion of NXT for season 1? Or does Sandman keep his 2 belts? And Triton. I am going underground, not to hide, but to embarrass what looks like a mere jester, because that's all he is a joke. And Chuck McWagon takes extreme exception, but it doesn't matter. Triton, he's king for a reason. Last week was a fluke, he says. Last week was a fluke, I say. And Chuck McWagon, losing underground, the rules of the underground, you shave your facial hair. And Chuck McWagon pulls out a little manscaped razor. It was hidden in between his little tights and his ass cheeks, and he pulls it out. It's all sweaty, and he shaves Chuck McWagon's sweet stash. And he picks up some of the hair and just kind of sprinkles it on Chuck McWagon's face. And that kind of sucks because you ever like cut your hair, get it shaved, and then it got a little sweaty, it like just sticks everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's what it did to Chuck McWagon's face. It's just all over. He can't even brush it off. He's got to go hit the showers immediately. And Triton leaves as a champion. He leaves season 1 on a high note. And then the Sandman cuts a weak promo. He says, I'm the king of NXT 2.0. I got 2 belts. 3 if you count the one around my pants. And damn it, I'm leaving with 3 next week. And the people are tired of old Sandman. They want the next big thing. They want Braun Breaker to finally regain his championship, be the official face of NXT 2.0, and start season 2 as your champion. But right now, we got bigger things to settle. We have a tables match, folks. Axiom has been kicking Dr. Punching Stone's axe. Axiom. He's been... I don't know. I didn't workshop that a lot, but it comes to a close right here, right now. Can Dr. Punching Stone get the upper hand once and for all? No, Axiom. I told you Axiom is just an absolute dog.
Okay, how'd this only get 2.5 stars?
Well, because table matches are not their specialty, so they didn't really handle the tables very well. They were bobbling them, trying to get them into the ring. People were like, wait, is the game glitching out? And so it took a while. But Axiom figured it out. He had trouble seeing where to go because he had the mask on. And so basically, Axiom deserves more shine. But sadly, he will probably not be on our brand next year. I don't know. Or maybe he's a keeper. I have a change of heart. But he was very good for us all year long, wire to wire. I just didn't give him the love he deserves, and that's a shame. But you know what? Not all plants get watered the same. Or something like that. Jimmy Uso. He knows he has a big WrestleMania match next week. The men's tag titles are on the line. And Uso... He says, you know what? He's feeling a little Usy. They're going to go out next week. He's calling his shot. They are going to take the titles from the Wyatts next week. And he lost 5 popularities because all the members of the Wyatt 6 on my roster all bailed on him. And a couple others too. But, you know what? That's a pretty good chunk of change. That is a pretty damn good job in my book. That is a much better job. That covers if Uncle Howdy just shits the bed in his charity promo again. But before we get to the conclusion to the Uncle Howdy cutting promos, we have another tables match, but this time it's the ladies' turns. The Manifestation comes into the ring. Ivy Nile quickly follows. That rivalry is level 2. Sarcophagus says, I'm in this shit too. I don't care if you guys are in a rivalry, because I'm going through a table by the Manifestation. And for what it's worth, Manifestation, Ivy Nile grows to level 3. But you know what? Manifestation ends her season with a big dubski. Could she be a dark horse candidate to be a keeper to help boost my women's stable for season 2? Uncle Howdy says, I'm sorry I shit the bed last week. Thanks for giving me another chance. And he gets me just 1,000 more fans than he did the previous week. So, again, for promo skill being 4, Uncle Howdy, your promo skills are piss poor. Nice rhyme.
Nice rhyme.
Man, that's tough. I was hoping he'd be at least give me like 5,000 fans, dude. Good lord. 3,500 for 15 large.
Oh,
but it just literally offsets everything Jey Uso did in his promo. And then Disco Bell. Io Sky, the final match of the night. Io Sky is your champion, but damn it, Disco Bell. She says, I don't break bones. I break dance floors, and she does a little jig. And then she says, it's time for a boogie beatdown. And the match starts, and Io Sky is going to walk away as your women's champion for season 1, capping an amazing rivalry with Disco Bell. Disco Bell put on one hell of a show and one hell of a disco, and her star is going to be shining bright. She has a very good future, not only on NXT, but in the CodyVerse as well. What a good end to a very good and promising show. NXT 2.0 ready to roll into WrestleMania hot.
We are definitely rolling hot on. This was the last step on the road to WrestleMania. We'll get a quick rundown here, see where we're at. And boys, we got one more to book in season 1. Crazy.
Hell yeah.
3.5 stars kicks us off here on WCW as Roman Reigns defeats The Undertaker in a steel cage match, closing their feud. Rivalry up to level 3 as David Finn Balor defeats Austin Theory. 2.5 stars. Tables match, 4 stars as the Creed brothers fall to DIY, gaining back the tag team titles. Rhea Ripley injures herself for 7 weeks in a 3-star victory over Shotzi. Then in the main event, 5 stars as Liv Morgan takes down Dakota Kai and Fallon Henley in the TLC match with the assistance of a mysterious masked individual that felt slightly familiar, but totally wasn't anybody. Kevin Nash pushes the feud with Tony Angelo up to level 4, so Tony's promo did not need to matter there. And then Karrion Kross gets the feud with Tommaso Ciampa up to level 3 on NXT 2.0. 4 stars in the opener. Rivalry comes to a close as the Unholy Union take down Sol Ruka and Jade Cargill in that 4-star TLC match. Then Underground, Chuck McWagon, he's still trying to shower off the little shavings of his beard as he falls to Triton. 4 stars on that Underground match, closing their feud. Rivalry closes as well as Axiom gets a 2.5-star tables victory over Dr. Punching Stone. Tables victory as well for the Manifestation over Ivy Nile and Sarah Coffey is 2 stars on the match. Rivalry sitting level 3. And then Io Sky closes their feud with Disco Bell with a 4-star victory in the Iron Woman match, keeping her women's title. And then on the call side of things, Braun Breaker handled business, so Sandman didn't have to. They are level 4 going into Mania. For Raw, 4 stars in their tables match opener, the Meta 2 hang on to the gold over the Advertising Gods. 4.5 stars. Tamina gets back the Intercontinental Championship from Naomi, closing their feud. Feud closes. 3.5 stars. Extreme Rules. Dog Daddy takes down Montez Ford, potentially locking up his Raw spot in Season 2. TLC action. Brooks Jensen Ooga Boogas his way up the ladder to get the Intercontinental Championship in a 4-star victory over Obafemi, Kevin Owens, and John Cena. And then main event, 4 stars in the Tornado Tag. Argus the Great and Drew McIntyre. Excuse me. Sorry. Argus the Great and Drew McIntyre. I think that's the first time in maybe like 12 years I've just gone, Drew McIntyre. About made myself gag. Drew. They finish the story and get the victory over Max Impact and Damian Priest. On the call side of things, Nia Jax able to push the feud with her and Becky Lynch up to level 3. AJ Styles gets his feud with Damian Priest up to level 3. And then finally for ECW, Gigi Dolan and Trish Stratus, 4 stars over Bianca Belair and Lyra Valkyria. Their rivalry grows, but Trish gets herself injured for 4 weeks, and Lyra is completely fine with her 3 stamina. Omos takes down Joaquin Wilde, 3 stars, pushing their rivalry to level 2. 3.5 stars as Good Brothers close their feud, taking down the AOP and gaining the tag team championships. Duke Hudson hanging on to the television championship as Andre Chase runs a little interference, causing Vader to lose in that 3.5-star match. In the main event, Alpha closes this feud with Javon Evans. 3.5-star TLC victory, and Solo Sikoa was also there. On the call side of things, Dragon Lee called out Cruz del Toro for level 2, and Roxanne Perez calls out China for level 2. Our results here, a 112 rating score for Raw. They're going to get 79. fans, $40,000, and there it is, official tag team chemistry between Argus the Great and Drew McIntyre. For WCWA 120 rating score, 72,000 fans, negative $45,000, which with those extra match costs, and we went to the margin there, did not earn as much as I was hoping this show. I thought I might lose a little bit of money, lost a lot more than I thought I would. We'll see what that does to us come Mania. ECW gets a 115 rating score, 58,000 fans, and $42,000. And then NXT 2.0, a 108 rating score, 55,000 fans, and $18,000. Get School 3 heading to NXT 2.0 for their commissioner goal. And these are the standings going into Mania. So the logistics plan did work out a little bit. We gotta hit a home run at Mania. We'll see if I'm able to do it, but I am 35,000 fans behind ECW. If I swing and miss, which is very possible. You never know when you're going to swing and miss. It happens. Canada will be sitting 47,000 fans behind me, and then Cheek will be sitting 39,000 fans behind Canada. WrestleMania is here. Who's got the emails for Mania? Oh, it's me. Oh, that's going to be tough. That is going to be very, very tough. So,
what bitch?
That piece of shit.
He's playing hard to keep.
I bet he sent you an email.
No,
he didn't. Damn.
Last week he wasn't having it. All right, so something's come up. All special matches will cost double this week. That's tough.
That's tough.
Undertaker wants to be in a PLE. So pretty much if we don't put him on the show, I got to make sure I don't take him as a keeper for season 2, because I will immediately have him pissed off. And then Karrion Kross, I've been talking a lot with Oz. I was like, Kevin? Who's Kevin? Yeah, this great idea that we should team up for a tag match. Kevin. Make an Oz tag team. Can I convince you to take a chance on us and book us in a tag match in the next few weeks?
You have nothing to lose.
Well, I was thinking, at first I was like, well, I'd have to keep them both, but barring me doing something really stupid, I don't see a scenario where I'm keeping Karrion Kross and not keeping Kevin Nash. So because of that, we're going to say yes. And if Karrion Kross hangs on to the United States title, he might be one of my keepers. So that would be fairly easy to do. But with that said, you don't get any more info about WrestleMania 40. If you want that info, you've got to subscribe to the channel. You've got to be liking the videos. You got to be dialed in. You got to make sure you're back here for WrestleMania. And on my side, since I saw my emails first, I came into tonight hoping that by the end of this session, I felt like if I was within 40,000 fans, obviously the closer I am to 40,000, the harder it is. But 40,000 was kind of the number where I felt like I had a shot. Now, part of this is going to be reliant on Armando. Like, if Armando wins one of the cross-brand matches, I'm probably SOL. But if he loses both of those and I can win one of them, or if I somehow won both of them, that alone is a 10,000 fan gain. I have the power cards to boost matches to where, in theory, I should be able to get 2 5-star matches. But, we had to spend big due to the increased match costs on the Go Home show, and we've got increased match costs again here at Mania. So I was hoping to use some power cards to put aggression on Armando. Power cards came back for me, and I ended up getting hit with a lot there. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to afford the match types that I have the boosts for. If I can afford it, I think I've got a very real shot. If I can't afford it, there's different things I could do. I could potentially, release people that I know are not going to be on the show to try to buy me a few $1,000. I could potentially say, rather than go for the match types, I just go get a free agent and use a morale card on them to maybe have like an extra big name for season 2. So I'll have to kind of see how I'm feeling when we do that session. But we got it to 35,000. If I didn't have that increased match cost, I would feel really good on my chances. I think I still got a chance, but it's going to be tough. Canada, I'll go to you next. You had, with your special promotion, or network special, with your network special, you were able to put on the best go-home show. So you are climbing there. And again, if I dud or something misses, there's also a scenario where you can catch me, but you're seeing some superstars show their pride and build their momentum to try to get kept for season 2.
Yeah, looking forward to WrestleMania, man. I mean, we got some good matches lined up. We got some money to spend. We're going to try to spend it all. And then it's keeper season. So get ready because Cheek's ready and his cheeks are ready. And they've been ready all damn episode. I think the counter's up to 6 or 7 if I'm keeping track. No, but I'm quite happy with where I am in the standings. I'm going to try to catch you at Mania. I don't know if I can do it with 3 level 3 feuds. I was going to say 3-star. That's not what it is. Level 3 feuds. I just don't know if I have the ability to jump you, but I'm totally happy with ending season 1 in 3rd place if that's where I end. Of course, Cheek might also jump me, but if I'm in 3rd or 4th, that means more keepers. I'm happy about it, and I'm ready to take over in season 2.
And then Cheek on your side, currently sitting 4th, but same thing. You've got money to spend to potentially put on a great Mania or potentially try to get, some superstars that you could bring back as keepers for season 2. You've got options as well, and similar to me to Armando, Canada to me, you also have the ability to catch Canada and hop into that 3rd place pending what happens at WrestleMania.
There's only one option, and that's go balls out like I always do. We are going to put on one hell of a WrestleMania. We're going to have the best match types. We're going to have the best card. We're going to have the best of logistics. It is going to be a can't-miss event. So please have the notifications on because I'm going balls out. And then right after that, I'm going to get to pick a ton of keepers. And I'm not doing spoilers, but you know what? 2 keepers for sure are right here. Canada and Cody. And you guys can go to hell because no, I don't care. You're not on my official keepers. You'll find out soon enough. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So don't miss the next show because shit's going down.
Yeah, it is going to be nuts on the next one, and we've mentioned it in passing here and there, but if you're here as this episode's coming to a close, each brand has 2 mid-card matches at WrestleMania. And yes, we're watching them. So normally at the PLEs, you're getting 5 matches spectated. This PLE, you're getting more than that. You're getting 6 matches, each of us getting 2, and the 2 cross-branded matches. So you're getting 8 matches spectated by us for WrestleMania. So just prepare yourself now. Get locked in. Get subscribed to the channel, and when you see, oh my god, this video is going to premiere, just buy the snacks now. Get the popcorn ready. Don't come empty-handed because Mania is going to be stacked. These 3 cards are going to be stacked. Maybe Armando's card will be stacked, but I'm hoping he somehow finds a way to have that gun slip through his greasy little hands and shoot himself in the foot. But we'll see if we can get lucky. But until the next one, until the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Toodles.